Hey everybody, Riley here from Growing in the North. Before I get too far, I'd like to get you guys to hit that subscribe button so you don't forget in the end. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. You can also hit that little bell notification, that way when my new videos come out, you get notifications. So these are the test results comparing the two Grow LEDs that I have here. One, the 50 watt HiGrow LED versus the 1500 watt COB made by XHGrow. The experiment goes for 45 days. I tested the buttercrunch lettuce. I started the test at the exact same time and under the same nutrients using the general hydroponics series. It's just on the mild vegetation setting. This gives you a very good idea as to what size of grow light you would need for certain types of plants, whether fruiting, vegging. Well, let's take a look and see what we got. So I've been trying to do the videos every so many days, kind of taking a preview of the plants, taking a look, see how they're doing, what's going good, what's going bad, but you'll kind of see them all here through the rest of the clip.
Okay, so this is that 50 watt HiGrow light. Now, I think that lettuce actually had a disease. It got kind of discolored right from the get-go. This one's only 4 inches away and it actually looks really nice. Now that one's in the corner. I just wanted to see if it would actually grow being that far away into the corner. As you recall, this only had a 2-foot grow area, but more concentrated on the 1-foot center. Now I do have that tomato plant there. Now I just don't think there's enough power for it to actually have this tomato plant grow. The other thing is it is a little bit dry here, so could be part of it, but I do have a setup over there that's growing just fine, but it is quite a bit bigger of a light, so yeah, definitely good for some greens. Also, this is at the 28-day mark as well, so that's what you got for 50 watt light versus a 1500 watt light. So those are quite big and lush, 6 inches across. These are still pretty good looking. They're just a little bit farther behind. I guess we'll check back in a couple more weeks, see how they're doing. Okay, so just as a follow-up here, these are 28 days old. That one over there, same thing. And these are about 5.5, 6 inches across right now. They're in the same pattern that they were in the pop cans. I took them out of the pop cans just because they kept drinking all the nutrient fluid really quick, and these are 5-liter containers, so basically they should be good for the whole duration of the experiment. So yeah, these are 28 days old, and that's right from seed. They were moved from the rock wool to the cans out after about 4 days. They were in these for only a couple days here now. But as you can see, I've used up all my space. So we'll see if we get 5 times the output from the 1500 watt COB.
Alright, this is May 1st. There's that guy in the corner there too. They fanned out quite a bit and then now they're kind of fluffing up. Let's take a look. That's that 1500 watt COB. Let's take a look at the HiGrow. Let's see here. So leaves are kind of long. They're not near as wide, like near as wide. Some lower leaves there that are kind of folding back. Tomato here in the middle though, that's like, been going over the nutrients for it and they're the exact same as the other tub. And yeah, I just don't think there's enough power. This is just not near the
the power of that other light, like 30 watts versus 200, that's just a crazy difference. But if a guy had one of these set up properly, you could still get, you know, a crop of lettuce off of one of these tubs, do 3 or 6 in a row. You could probably even do 2 side by side, that would be pushing it, but yeah. So May 1st, we'll do another check-in another couple of weeks. Okay, so here's just a quick look. I pretty much have to shut these things down now. I got some other plants that are starting to overgrow them, but it's day 45. There's that guy in the corner there. I'm going to take all of these out. There's 4 plants here. It's hard to really tell because they sort of all grown together, but I'm going to take all of them out, plus that one there, weigh them, chart down where they come from, and I'm going to compare them to these guys here. So these were actually all started at the same time. Now look at the difference, hey? Okay, so I'll take them all out, measure them, weigh them, and get a good average, and we'll see what we got. Okay, so we're going to start off with E. This guy here. It's the one that was off into the corner. This is the one I'm the most curious about because it really didn't have any help. It kind of just got neglected, set up and left. Without stretching it, it's 12 inches wide. Holy man, look at that root. There. Now this was filled almost right to the top, so that used 2/3. That's pretty good. Let's get this root. Okay, I'm always going to measure the root from the top of the net cup to the tips. There, without stretching them too much. 8.5 inches. And 7.5 tall. Now the total weight, I'm basically just going to throw the whole works on there. It's going to be off a little bit because it does have the net cup, the rock wool, and the roots. $149 grams. It's a little light, but quite a healthy looking plant. There's a little bit of this I noticed, a little bit of necrosis on the tips, but overall nice and healthy. Okay, off to the next one. Okay, so here's the 3 guys that are all in the same pot. I just want to show you what it looks like underneath there. Okay, so I basically am going to be mean to these and just take a knife and make a nice cut down between the middle of each one. Hopefully I don't hurt them too much, but I'd like to keep these growing. I'm going to cut the heads off and try and regrow them a little bit and see what else I can get out of them. But yeah, for now I want to get these weights and cross compare them with the other ones. They do look nice though. Okay, roots. Easy 10.5. This is D. This is the far corner one. Crown 9.5. It's a very easy 13 inches across. It says 203, but I think 208 grams. All right, on to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna go 9. This one's actually 12, but the main root ball ends at 9. And 10 tall. And 12.5 wide. That's 230 grams. All right, on to B. All right, here's B. Now you would expect that everything would be getting heavier, more dense, and just more full the closer to the light you get, but sometimes it's not always the case. So about 7 inches for the roots. For height, 11 on width, and 198 grams for weight. Alright, here is the one that is most direct under the light, coming on A. Alright, here's A. This is the one that's most center. Now this one was commingling with some tomato, or a tomato plant. So I'm very curious. So, very easy 10.5 for the roots. Let's go 13 wide.
And that is by far the heaviest, 252 grams. Okay, I'm going to do some cross comparing here. I'm going to weigh the other plants that were under the HiGrow light and see if I can find some correlation between the two. Okay, just for humor's sake, I'm going to still do this one. Roots. I don't know. Alright, this is C. So this one's almost directly underneath. I don't know, there's good roots to 13 inches. Seven height, and 9 width. $77. Alright, so this is D. This is the very, very corner guy. Yeah, I'm still going to say 13 for roots. $13 wide, 8 tall. Well, just want to conclude, this really wasn't a very fair comparison. I mean, the 50 watt only consumes 32 watts of power, the 1500 watt consumes 200. So I mean, that's like comparing a push mower to a V6 car. This doesn't mean that there's no place for a 50 watt grow light, just you gotta direct it to what it's useful for. Just like everybody needs a push mower. Now, I want to start off at the dividing point of the race. Now, right around day 25, the 1500 watt COB, the lettuce just exploded. It took off like crazy. Whereas the HiGrow, it didn't really change. It didn't speed up. It didn't slow down. It just sort of kept going. Yeah, it just kept going at a steady pace. And I do believe that the 50 watt would have eventually caught up to the same size as far as lettuce goes and weight. It's just the 1500 watt got it there so much quicker. Back to the engine analogy, even a small engine will eventually get to the end of a race. It's just, if you want to get there in a hurry, you know, use the big one. Now there has to be a winner and a loser, so back to the actual comparison for numbers. The heaviest plant was 35 grams on the HiGrow 50 versus 192 grams on the 1500 watt. I deducted the weight to the net cup. When you look at the numbers, I'm going to post here in a bit. I basically took the one net cup, deducted it off across all the numbers. But still, that's a 5.5 times the difference in weight, so that's pretty substantial. The lightest was 13 grams versus 89 grams. That's still 6.8 times the size. That's incredible. And the 1500 watt one was tucked way away in the corner, basically neglected in its own little container, just sort of put and forgotten about, where the HiGrow was still close enough. All the other stats look quite close though. Largest width, 13 inches versus 13 inches. The height was 8 inches for the 50 watt and 10 inches for the 1500 watt. That's kind of expected. The biggest surprise actually for me was the root growth. The 50 watt actually had longer roots than the 1500 watt, surprisingly. The 50 watt actually had 13 inches for its max roots, or max in length. And the 1500 watt had 10.5 inches. So I'm thinking probably more the spectrum of the light. The 1500 watt has more of a bright white light, whereas the 50 watt kind of has well, the purple and blue lights basically. So, but really when you go to the grocery store and you buy vegetables, you're charged by the weight of the vegetable. So that's basically how I did comparison on who wins the straw. So clearly the 1500 watt takes the cake by 5.5 times the growth, and that's both plants directly under versus directly under. There still is a very strong argument for the 50 watt for its usefulness. I mean, if you're doing seedlings and you want to get a good root start on them, between 0 and 30 days, I don't see any reason why that 50 watt wouldn't do just the trick, especially for the energy costs. Definitely substantially lower than the 1500 watt. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to keep this 50 watt for. I'm going to use it to start on my plants for the season. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, things you want me to try, things that are interesting to you, send me a message, let me know. I'll see what I can do and track down supplies, and we'll give her a whirl. Okay, thanks guys.